Hello dear subscribers and friends. I'm very glad to welcome you to my YouTube channel. I remind you that my name is Michelle and I'm an expert in the field of international finance. Today's material, I hope as always, will be interesting, informative and useful for you. What are we going to talk about today? Of course, about another fraudulent project. A black broker who sets himself only one goal: to find and deceive the maximum number of clients under various pretexts. Although I understand that as a specialist in international finance, you most likely expect from me some other materials on the theory and practice of trading. And to be honest, of course, I'd be much more happy to tell you about this, but to my great regret, it turns out that it would be much more practical and useful to tell you about scammers. See how I reason. By and large, you can find information about what, when, and how to trade in order to get a stable profit on the internet by yourself. No, I don't think it's easy to do at all. I understand that the internet today has begun to evolve from the state of an almost limitless library, a huge knowledge base, to the state of a large garbage dump in which it becomes difficult to find something valuable because of too large arrays of useless information. And to find something valuable, you need to spend a lot of time, and nothing can be done about it, unfortunately. Of course, everything is greatly simplified when you know exactly what you are looking for. And here's the question: do you know? In principle, it will be enough to use search queries like profitable trading strategies for Forex, something like this, and similar to it. This way, you will be able to start your own search, launch a self-education program, and sooner or later, by studying, trying on demo accounts, and sifting out the excess, after about I think 2-3 months you will most likely find your own ideal combination of analytical tools that will satisfy you. Of course, I could tell you about all this by dividing the entire amount of information into several video files, but understand, my knowledge in this case would be completely useless and would not bring any positive result. How does this happen? I'll explain you. Look, professional knowledge is valuable only if you work with a broker who doesn't plan to deceive you. Then, of course, it is important, to know about indicators, trading time, various methods of risk reduction and control. But think for a second: what if the broker you are going to invest with is not a broker at all? What if this is the most common fraudster, only pretending to be a broker, but in fact mm, not being a broker, not being backed by a team of professionals, but by people who launch such portals every month? I hope you understand that no matter how well you know how to build price channels and interpret the international financial news coming out, it will not help you at all. That is why I pay the closest attention to the issue of choosing a broker and constantly tell you about projects in which I categorically do not recommend to invest. If the choice is made correctly, you have a chance to become a professional in trading, achieve unprecedented heights of skill, and change your life fundamentally. If you make a mistake at the very beginning of your career, the scammers will not leave you any chances. Therefore, look at my materials, do not trust anyone at their word, and do not fall into the traps of scammers. So friends, today I will tell you about the ALPFOREX project and the reasons why I strongly advise you not to associate your professional future with it. However, before starting a detailed analysis of the project, I ask you to like my video and share a link to it with all your contacts. I hope no one has yet had time to suffer from the actions of this outright scam. If you have come across their activities, I really ask you to write me about it in the comments. I promise to preserve you anonymity and give optimal recommendations for resolving your situation. But it is time for me to start a detailed review of the ALPFOREX project. Let's go, guys. Okay. Sorry. So, friends, now we are together on the central page of the portal of the ALPFOREX project. Considering that I know that this is a fraudulent product, it's obvious at a glance that it poses a gigantic threat to novice speculators. The portal is implemented in excellent English, which, given its popularity also in Asian markets, suggests that the project's activities cover the territory of a significant part of the globe. The scale of what is happening makes an extremely depressing and negative impression on me, despite the fact that I cannot deny the fact that scammers have done just a lot of work to process the maximum possible audience. I'll tell you more. I have met many white license brokers who do not have such a high quality and interesting portals. A lot of trading instruments, hundreds and even thousands. There is incredibly much, and this is an open and brazen lie. There are no thousands of instruments here. There is only one instrument here. Contracts for price difference. Where it goes, where does such a figure come from, calculated in thousands of units? This is a classic substitution of concepts which is used by all black brokers without exception. Next point that hurts me is the size of leverage. Let me show you. Yep, it's here. It says here 1 to 1000. You can see it right on the central page of the portal. This is a monstrous amount. White brokers rarely give traders the opportunity to trade with a leverage of more than 1 to 5, a maximum 1 to 10. Because such large holders provides enormous risks to your trading deposit losses. Another point I want to draw your attention is the various cooperation programs. See what the scammers want from you. Looking at how they work, I will say this. They will try to involve the maximum number of participants in their fraudulent scheme. The minimal deposit amount is only $10. This will attract, in my opinion, a lot of newcomers who are not yet ready to work with large amounts, but who, being curious, are ready to see what the stock market is and risk a minimum amount for this in the hope that they will get something interesting out of it. These are hundreds and thousands of people all over the world. Yes, they are clearly ready to work with clients for a long time, gradually luring them out at larger and larger sums. Another dishonest and brazen trick designed to lure traders' money. And everywhere the leverage is 1 to 1000. Well, and I already told you about this today. Next point is on at the bottom of the spread. Pay attention to what is used here as payment systems, payment methods. You see, it talks about bank cards or electronic wallets. As you know, I remind you of the minimum amount, $10, and the methods of replenishment of the deposit replenishment. When using these methods, you will need to make a transfer in favor of an anonymous individual. For comparison, I'll tell you that in order to replenish a deposit with a white license broker, it is mandatory to pay a visit to the bank, and there are no problems here. You can transfer money to the card. And finally, I'd like to tell you about the latest drawback of the ALPFOREX project, which will finally dispel all our doubts. Everything else can be attributed with a big stretch to the category, yes, we have strange working conditions, but it's your choice to work according to them or not. The real crime begins right here. Look at the footer of the page. There is no any information neither about where the project is registered nor about how and what it is regulated by. One solid white spot. Although in the contact section you can find a mention that the project is registered in Hong Kong. At the same time, I will remind you how strictly the Asian financial regulators works. And if there is no license, they are lying again. Just an anonymous portal that doesn't have a license from the financial regulator, which means that it doesn't have the right to provide brokerage services at all. I'm coming back to you, my friends, in just a second. Yep, let me come back to the beginning of the page. Yep, I'm again here. So, what conclusion can there be on the ALPFOREX project? In my opinion, it is quite obvious that we are facing an anonymous scam that is only trying to appear as a white license broker, naturally not being such in reality. So I don't recommend any of you to invest here. Friends, do not forget to write comments and wishes. I'm always glad to answer you. Thank you all for watching my review. I hope you were interested. And for now, I say goodbye to you until we meet in my next materials. Ciao and have a nice day, guys.